So welcome everybody. So today I thought I would take you through the arches of the spine. They're technical, but there's also a kind of an energetic, obviously, purpose to them. So hopefully you can see them. So the arches of energy in the spine, and everyone's arch is different, obviously. Some people have a very curvy lumbar spine, like I have a very curvy lumbar spine, and sometimes that can be an issue, and some people don't have much of a curvy spine, and that can also be a bit of an issue. So understanding your own curves is important, but we have to start at the feet. So the arch in the foot, which I'm always talking about, and I call it Padabandha in yoga, is called the plantar arch, which you know people are familiar with plantar fascia problems. It can be quite painful. And then the energy travels at the back of the leg, and then we get this pooling area in the back of the knee, which is called a popliteal arch. Then we come up into the sacrum, where it curves quite a lot, the lumbar arch. And some people don't have as much of a curve, but we still do have a curve there. And then we travel up into the cervical arch, where we get a lot of trapped tension. So we're going to work with that awareness and be really familiar with those bigger blue areas. And I want you to imagine them as pools of water that if they're not moved properly or they're not full, they can't travel, because we have to move this energy through the spine. So we have this connection to earth, but we also have this connection to the higher planes of existence. Call them heaven if you want to, or just higher planes of existence. And they move upwards, this energy that travels through Sushumna, the spinal column. But there's also this attention to the foot. So we have to anchor energy into the physical plane, which is called Prakriti, the energy that is physical, we can feel it. And then there's Purusha, which is everything else that exists, everything that exists in the universe, the consciousness. So yeah, there's your philosophy and your technicals. So let's make a start. So we're going to obviously work through very familiar postures, but I want you to focus on those areas of your body and notice where you might have some pooling that needs to be moved, some stagnant energy. So let's lie down, and we'll start with just releasing the lumbar area. So bring your attention to the back of the body and be aware of that lumbar arch. Just maybe just pop your hands underneath and notice, you know, is your arch actually quite large or is it quite low? Just noticing what you've got there. And then as you inhale, let the pelvis rock away. And as you exhale, draw the navel in. So you're getting that tilting motion in the lower back. And start to connect to the breath. Feel that sense of just rocking that lumbar arch. Lovely. Now as you inhale, sweep the arms over. Be aware of that energy moving further up through the spine. Now exhale, hands come back. Good. Now next time you exhale, bring the knees up to the hands, circle the knees. Continue to be aware of the movement of the lumbar arch. Lovely, change directions. Lovely, now keep the knees where they are. Let's just bring our attention to the back of the knees, and we'll do the movement into the hamstring. So as you inhale, sweep the arms over and the legs up, feel that opening at the back of the knee, draw the toes towards you, exhale, bend the knee again. So just really focusing on that pool of energy at the back of the knee. Good, and keep the legs extended, just let the hands rest behind the head like a little cushion. And be aware of the sole of the foot. And as you inhale, pull the toes further towards you, and as you exhale, point them away. So you're really aware of that curve in the sole of the foot. Good, now point the toes up, feel the arch of the foot, and then we're going to start to circle from the ankle. So you feel that pool of energy changing shape as the big toes create a circle and the ankles rotate. Good, change directions. Lovely, and release, bring the feet back down. Be aware of the soles of the feet on the floor. Push down through the ball of the big toe, base of the baby toe and the heel, and lift the toes so you get Pada Bandha. That suction into the earth's energy. Good, now really keep the feet active. As you inhale, push the bottom up off the floor, sweep the arms over, and hold bridge. Keep the toes active, feel the action in the sole of the foot. Nice deep abdominal breath. Feel the tummy rising on the inhale. Good, exhaling, release the toes, come into coil. Good, now bring your attention to the neck. Just going to hold coil, relax the shoulders. Let the head turn from side to side as if you've got a pencil on your chin and you're drawing an arch across the chest. Just being aware of the pulling energy that you get at the back of the neck. Really feeling that area in the back. Lovely. Release. Bring the arch into the foot again, lift the toes. And then we're going to come back into bridge and become aware of the opposite action of the neck. So inhale, push up. Chin tucks in. Just feel the straightening of the back of the neck now. Lovely. Now keep the toes active, lower the body. Bring the elbows into the rib cage. So they're pressing into either side and the hands are pointing up. So we're actually, that wasn't the opposite action. Don't know what I was talking about. This is the opposite action for the neck. So as you press into the elbows, lift the breastbone and draw the head back so that you're looking behind you. Breathe. Feel the arch in the neck. Also feel the arch in the lumbar spine. Be aware of the arch of the knee and also the arch in the foot. And then I want you to push the palms to the ceiling. So this is like an upside down sweep through in the Surya Namaskar. Notice how it feels. Feel the effort in the shoulder blades as you squeeze the back muscles together and you get those lovely arches in the back of the body. Good, now release everything, come back into coil. Lovely, and let's do that again. So press down, lift the toes, squeeze the elbows, lift the breastbone. So as we lift the breastbone, we're kind of sliding onto the back of the head. So almost to the crown of the head, so you can really lift the chest. Focus on the back of the body and those arches. Push the palms to the ceiling. Make sure you're keeping the elbows on the floor as you push the palms to the ceiling. So you're squeezing the elbows down to the floor, so you're lifting the breastbone. Good. Exhale, opposite action. Lovely, and release. So let's just do our usual leg work to warm up the rest of the muscles of the legs. So bring the belt to the ball of the right foot and be really conscious of the arch of the foot, even in this movement. So you're bringing the belt onto the ball of the foot, the toes pull back, so the arch is completely free. Good, start to lengthen the exhalation. So we're starting to open the energy in the sole of the foot, in that lower arch, and then the one at the back of the knee. Notice how the lumbar arch and the cervical arch are much flatter now. We're just keeping them neutral. Good, let the left knee roll out and bring the leg out to the right. Keep the foot really active. Pull the toes towards the face. Be aware of the stretch at the back of the knee. Lovely, come back to center, belt into the left hand. Let's stretch the left leg out, right arm out to the side, soften the back of the knee and come across. Turn the gaze to the right. Keep the toes, the sole of the foot active. Lovely, back to center. Release the belt. And as you exhale, slowly lower the leg. Good, bend the right leg, bring the belt to the left foot. Make sure the belt's on the ball of the foot, not the arch. Good, let the right knee roll out, belt in the left hand, bring the leg out to the left. Keep the toes drawing towards you so the sole of the foot is active. Lovely, come all the way back up. Belt into the right hand, straighten the right leg, soften the back of the knee, and come across. Lovely, come back to center. Release the belt, lower the leg. Lovely, bring both knees towards you. Let's rock from side to side. Good, and if you feel that the spine just likes this movement, doesn't want to do the next one, then stay with this. Otherwise, cross the ankles, hold behind the knees and roll along the spine. Use the exhale to go back. Be aware of the changing shape of the spine as you rock forwards and back. So you get the opposite actions of the arches. Lovely, and let's come all the way up. So round into cat. Let's have our, just have the bricks handy. Spread the feet, the knees, sorry. Spread the hands, the fingers nice and wide. So let's bring our attention to those areas of the body. So as we inhale, we're going to activate the feet and lift the head so we get all of the arches being squeezed. Well, the soles of the feet are being opened, and then the lumbar and the cervical back of the knees. And then exhale, point the toes away, chin to chest. And again, inhale. Exhale. Good, now this time as you tuck the toes and push back, bring the knees off the floor, but keep the bottom as low as you can. So you're opening Padabandha area, the plantar arch. Gonna slowly extend, so you're opening the back of the knee, the polyteal arch, and start to heel out. Relax the head so the neck releases any trapped energy in the cervical arch. Good. Inhale. Back into cat. Keep the toes tucked. Exhale. Again, keep the belly close to the thighs. Stretching out, opening the soles of the feet, head relaxes, and then start to heel out the feet. Awareness of the back of the knees. Lovely. Now let's start to walk our feet towards the hands, so we end up at the front of the mat. Soften the back of the knees. Bring the hands into the lower back. I want you to lift your toes, so you're activating Pada Bandha. Be aware of the ball of the big toe, base of the baby toe, either side of the heel, and then slowly draw the torso up. Keep the back of the knees bent. So we're now in Utkatasana. And be aware of those arches. So you've got the plantar arch, the one behind the knee, and then you can feel this lumbar arch. So if you can lift a bit higher, so you get this arch in the back, and then extending the arms. If that's too much, hands to here, or you can keep them here, so your choice. And lift the gaze slightly, so you can feel this energy in the back of the neck. Good. Exhale, release. Let's come forwards. Soften the toes completely, so everything's released. And then engage the foot again. Feel the knee bending. Bring yourself up into the lower back curve, into the neck. Inhale. Lift the gaze if it feels comfortable. And exhale. Soften off everything again. And again, toes lift. Draw the energy up. Feel it come up into the back of the knees, lower back, into the cervical area. Exhale. Good. Now just come all the way up, breathing in. Exhale down through the midline. Lovely. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Step back on the right leg. Drop the back of the knee. Keep the toes tucking, so you're opening that area. And just rock forwards and back a little bit, so the front of the thigh starts to release. Good. Now keep the toe tucked. Sweep the arms up. Feel the arch coming into the lower back, into the neck as you lift the gaze. Good. Let's release into down dog. Heel out. Lovely. Now we're going to drop the knees. Keep the toes tucked. Bring the hands a little bit closer in. So we're just slowing down the sweep through because it doesn't suit everybody's body. Squeeze the elbows, lower the chest. Chin to the floor. Just be aware of the arches in the spine. Good. Now we're going to pull through, inhaling into cobra. Exhale to lower. And again, breathing in. Breathing out. Last one. Good. Tuck the toes. Push back into down dog. Heel out the feet. Good. Let's sit through with the right leg. Actively push the left heel away and drop the knee. So as soon as you keep that toe tucked under and you drop the knee, you get a really different experience on the thigh. Feel the arch in the lumbar and come up. Lift the gaze. Lovely, releasing, step forwards. Good, now engage the toes, Pada Bandha, drop the bottom. Come up into Utkatasana, feel the curves of the back of the body. Can you go a little bit deeper? Good, exhale, release, soften the back of the neck. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale down through the midline. And again, breathing in. Breathing out. Step back on the left leg, tuck those toes. Drop the knee. Feel that movement at the front of the thigh, slight rock. Good, sweep up. Awareness of the curve at the back of the body. Good, exhaling into down dog. Heel out the feet. Okay, so let's slow it down again. Drop the knees. Drop the chest. The elbows is coming up. Feel the back of the body in those pulling areas. Good, now pull through. Relax the toes back, inhale. Exhale. Last one. Push back into down dog. Heel out the feet. Lovely, step through on the left leg. Drop the right knee. Keep the toes tucked on that back leg. Come up. Be aware of the arches, the foot, the back of the knee, the lower back, the neck. Good, exhale, step forwards, activate the soles of the feet, Pada Bandha. Find the plantar arch, feel the back of the knees, come up, Utkatasana. Go a bit lower. Keep the feet active. Good, exhale. Relax the head. Good, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale down through the midline. Good, and again, breathing in. Breathing out to fold. Step back again. Take the foot as far back as you can. Go a little bit deeper this time. Really feel the sole of the foot being opened. Drop the knee. Feel the front of the thigh now. Go for a little bit more of a rock. And let's go forwards and back here. Be aware of the change of movement at the back of the left knee. Good, now hold the lunge. Let's come up again. Lift the gaze. If it feels uncomfortable for the neck to lift the gaze, then just keep the gaze forwards. Good, releasing, step it back, down dog, heel out the feet. Good, drop the knees. Lower the chest, hold and breathe. the elbows are up off the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades in to encourage the release in the upper back. Good, come through, inhaling. And exhale. And again. Last one. Push back. Good, this time we're going to step through on the right leg, keep the back leg off the floor. Or the knee off the floor, not the whole leg. Okay, we're going to come up into Warrior One. Extend up, feel the lumbar arch, the cervical arch. Lift the toes on the feet, feel the connection to the earth. Good, now from here, release the hands, transfer the weight into the front foot, try and keep the toes active, lift the left leg off the floor. Bring the left heel across to the right and the knee rolling to the left. Pull the toes up so you've got Pada Bandha on that raised foot as well. Feel the back of the knee, especially the standing foot. And then bring the left palm down in Chin Mudra and the right palm forwards. Be aware of the pelvis and the slight movement in the lumbar spine. Good. Inhale, step wide. Sweep up, feel the neck. Exhale, come down, stretch everything out. Draw the chin into the chest. Lower the tailbone as far as you can. Good, let the hands come back to the floor. Lift the toes, feet directly under the hips, Pada Bandha, drop the bottom. Slowly move up into Utkatasana, feel the curves, the back of the body. It's getting warm in here. Oh. Good, exhale again, forward fold. Toes relaxed. Good, inhale all the way up. Exhale down through the midline. And again, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Left leg, take it back as far as you can. Deeper this time, keep the toes tucked, drop the knee. Forwards and back on that front leg. Good. Keep the knee bent. Come up into the crescent moon position. Good. Exhale, down dog. Heel out the feet. Relax the head completely. Lovely. Drop the knees. Lower the chest. Notice where my elbows are. My chest is down, my chin is forward, so all of those curves are activated. Soles of the feet are open, toes tucked under. Good, now come through into Cobra again. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Push back. Good, let's step through on the left leg, warrior one base, sweeping up. Lift the toes, Pada Bandha, feel the lumbar arch. Lift the gaze if the neck's fine. Good, release the hands. Travel forwards, keep the toes active. Right knee comes up, pull the toes towards you. So the foot's going to the left, but the knee's going to the right. Front knee bent, this is Shiva's pose. Right hand palm down, left hand palm up. Keep the toes lifting on that supporting foot so you can feel that energy pulled from the earth up through the leg, back of the knee, into the pelvis, lower back. Good, inhale, step wide. Exhale, come down, chin in, tailbone as low as you can. Hands come down, walk the feet in slightly, lift the toes, Utkatasana, drop the bottom, sweep up. Remember to modify if it doesn't suit your back. Hands can even be on the hips. Can you go a bit lower? Good, and release forwards once more. Head relaxed. Slowly roll up, sweep the arms up above the head. Exhale down through the midline. Lovely. So we're going to use the length of the mat sideways on. So turn your mat, get your bricks. So we're going to apply that same focus to Ardha Chandrasana. But first of all, we'll do wide leg forward fold. So take the feet nice and wide. Activate that plantar arch. So really lift the toes. Push down through the ball of the big toe, base the baby toe, the heels. And let's just soften the knees slightly. So you're aware of those curves. You can feel the lower back. Bring the hands into the lower back. Squeeze the elbows back. And as you inhale, let's apply some pressure to the cervical arch. And as you exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, come up. Bend the knees slightly as you come up. Squeeze the elbows back. Lift the gaze. Exhale, fold. Just be aware of the change of movement through those areas that we're focusing on. The feet stayed really anchored into the earth, pulling up energy. Okay, now we're going to hold the forward fold. Keep the toes active, let the head relax. Use a brick if you need to support the forward fold. Notice what's happening in the neck. You need to rotate the head slightly from side to side. Lovely. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands come down through the midline. Lovely. So we're going to turn our toe our front foot so the toes come forwards, and then just hop the back leg in slightly, because sometimes it's a little bit harder to move into Ardha Chandrasana from a wide stance. Bring the hand to the brick. Make sure that the front foot is really active. So you've got that lovely arch, you're planting down through the heel, and transfer the weight. So some days it's easier to balance than others. Okay, now feel the arch in the foot that's lifted off the floor as well. As you roll the hip up, feel the arch in the lumbar spine, and then extend the top arm. We're all a bit wobbly here today. Good, release and change sides. So sometimes it's actually harder with a brick, sometimes it's easier. Sometimes it's easier to just kind of fly into it and then hold the brick. But feel the toes lifting. Be aware of the energy in the foot, the lower back, the neck, back of the knee. Lovely, well done, and return. Come back to center. Bring the hands into the lower back again. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold, and let the hands come down with you. Imagine all this energy pouring through the back of the body. Let the head release completely. Lovely, now heel the feet in until you can come back into a squat, and then slowly bring the body towards the floor, cross the legs. Bring the hands to the ankles. So if the crossed leg position doesn't suit your body, then do the movement with the legs wide and the hands on the thighs. So taking in the lumbar arch and the cervical arch. Inhale, exhale. So you can either go slow, medium, or fast. Just work with the speed that suits you, and start to visualize this breath, this energy being moved up and down the spine. As if the movements act like a series of locks, like you'd get in a canal, where we're locking energy and then pushing it up to shift energy through the spine. Good, nice straight spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. Now bring your attention back down into the lowest part of the body, the sacral area and the hips and the lumbar spine, and we'll start to circle. And notice that as you inhale and come forwards and the tummy moves forwards, you get the arch in the lower back, and it's not as pronounced as in the standing movements because our spine is more static because the hips are on the floor, the sit bones are anchored. But just feel that motion in the lower back as if you're slushing around some of that energy that's a little bit stagnant. Good, change directions. Good, back to center, nice deep breath in. Exhaling with a sigh. Just really pay attention to the spine. We're going to do the forwards and back motion again, so we're going to start to move through the whole of the spinal column. Inhale and exhale. Feel that action in the neck as you lift up. The back of the neck area is squeezed to release tension from the muscles there, and then we bring the neck forwards. Imagine that area is like a stagnant water and we're just letting it start to release. Good, nice straight spine. Lengthen up, deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. Lovely. Now let's take our attention into the thoracic spine this time, which doesn't have that arch, but we hold a lot of energy trapped around the shoulder blades, which stagnates here and lower down. So bring the thumbs to the back of the shoulders, fingers forwards. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Start off slowly and then just go to whatever speed suits you. Eyes closed. So remember, the heart space is like the gatekeeper of the energetic body. So it governs and helps to communicate the lower chakras, which are much more dense, with the higher chakras, the throat and the crown and the third eye. And if the heart is quite closed because of trauma and other things, then it's very difficult to communicate with ourselves because we're trapped and unable to feel how we feel. So just let that heart space open. You can imagine it almost like a giant lock, you know, those locks that you get in canals. There's a famous one in the UK that's, I don't know, it's got about 40 lock gates. And the heart space is this massive gate that needs to be open, but it needs a little bit of oil on it. So we're just oiling that gate. So we're allowing this energy at the base of the spine to flow upwards. Good, come back to center, take a deep breath in, connect the elbows together. Big circle. And again, inhale. Imagine this exhale is pushing the energy upwards as you open the gates of the heart. Lovely. Hands back to either the thighs or the ankles. We're going to shift the energy upwards again. Inhale. Good, nice straight spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good, focus on the throat, so Vishuddhi, and the back of the neck, so that area where we get a lot of heavy energy. We often rub the back of the neck if we've been sat in front of the computer for a long time. So concentrate on those front and back areas. Chin down, draw a circle. Relax the jaw. Notice how far back you can go comfortably, and really pay attention to that, because we're all different. So be very careful with that backwards motion, but do try a small motion. Lovely. Change direction. Really slow it down so that the focus is totally maintained in the cervical vertebrae. Lovely. Bring the head back to center. Take one hand, the heel of the hand, onto the chin. And I want you to, I'll just show you from the side, I want you to relax the jaw down and push the lower jawline back. And you'll feel a change of pressure in the back of the head. Lovely. Release now. Same thing, but to the side of the jaw, the mandible joint. Push to one side. The mouth kind of goes over. Breathe. Keep the lower jaw relaxed away from the teeth. So when we have tension in our jaw, it comes all the way through the back of the neck into that area in the cervical arch. Eventually travels down through the shoulders into the lower back, through the hips into the knees, down into the ankles. Good. Change sides. Lovely. Release. Do that. Draw a circle like that. And then the other way. Up and down. Okay. Forwards and back again. Good, nice straight spine. Bring the hands into Namaste. Focus on the base of the spine. And as you inhale, imagine you're pulling the energy upwards to the top of the head. It's coming all the way through the spine, running through those curves into the top of the head. And then as you exhale, let it run down. So this is a form of what's called spinal breathing. So the visualization is really important, because we know that energy follows thought. So focus on the energy that's coiled at the base of the spine, the Kundalini energy. And as you inhale, you're pulling it upwards mentally, feeling it run like a sacred river through the spine to the top of the head and all the way down. You might find that your awareness naturally gets drawn to the third eye, so it ends up coming up through the spine and then curving forwards towards the third eye, a bit like a shepherd's crook coming forwards and back down. Good, now keep the breath going, but just relax the hands onto the thighs. Bring the thumb and index fingers together. And as you allow the energy to move up and down, just notice any changes physically to sensations on the back of the body. Maybe there feels like there's more strength in the back, that you can sit upright with more ease. Maybe you can feel a gentle thrumming through the spinal column. Just simply observing the stillness of the body. Lovely. Let the hands come back together. Inhale, sweep them up. Notice how the lower back changes as the arms sweep up. Take the gaze with it. Feel the neck change. Exhale. Feel them return back into that neutral position as the hands come down to the heart space. Let the head bow to the heart. And namaste.